Welcome back, everybody, to We Are TPM with myself, Kyle Teixeira, sitting here for the 100th time with John Teixeira. We are back this week to do another segment of Does It Cash Flow? And before we get into that, we want to congratulate ourselves on 100 episodes of We Are TPM.
It's kind of hard to believe that we've done this 100 times.
So hard to believe we didn't know it until we walked
everybody's
in here,
listened.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
But if you guys have anything you want to discuss, you want to hear, you have a deal, we'd love it to analyze any deals anyone may have. Send us an email or give us a call, 817-818-9039, or shoot us an email at showmethemoney@wearetpm.com.
That was funny. I like it.
So our segment of Does It Cash Flow, we did on the last episode. We're going to continue it on some deals on this episode. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to let John go first this time, so I don't have to be, so you can let him speak before you have to, shut me off.
We had a little bit of fun doing it last week. We got some good feedback. Last week we started with a short-term rental to kind of give a perspective, and then we ended with a long-term rental, right?
Yeah, we did a flipped short-term rental and refinance, right? A little burr action with short-term rental, then long-term, some more standard. This week, I'm going to present a short-term rental again. However, this is over a 4-year time period, so we're gonna do different time horizon here, and it's also it was not a flip. It was purchased, turnkey. So what are you gonna present? Let's get into yours first, though. What do you got for us today? All right,
so I've got a home in Arlington, and so we'll get into more details about this at the end when I'm done here, but this one's actually for sale, okay? So if you're interested, pay attention. I'm going to get you excited about some numbers. And this is going to be a little bit of a roller coaster ride, so bear with me, okay?
All right. Do you need to strap in?
Strap in for this one.
Is there an experience limit?
I'm going to get it.
Or is it going to go over our head?
That's good. That's good. I forgot about our rating system. Okay, so this is Arlington home, subdivision home, 322. It's on a corner lot, 1,253 square feet, built in 1980. Now, I'm going to get into the weeds on the numbers here, but bear with me. I'll wrap it up nice and cleanly with some simplicity, okay?
I don't know. I may have to shut you down. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
All right. So it rents for $2,000 a month.
$2,000 a month.
Okay.
Big $2,000 smackaroonies.
Mortgage, taxes, and insurance is at $1,192.83. Let's call it $1,193. $1,193.
Yeah, give us some round numbers at least. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm getting all crazy with you. All right, so that leaves us an $807 cash flow. Sounds pretty good, right? Every month?
807. That's it. There's
807.
There's more fees than just that. Come on.
We're
giving people the numbers, right?
There is. We're going to keep going.
All right.
Now, assuming this one's managed, okay, so let's take out a management fee and let's make that 607, okay?
607. All right.
So that's your cash flow.
607.
All right. Now, the caveat to all this, there's a negative. There's a negative that is typical with this kind of a home that, okay, so we're going to talk repairs here, okay? And with this kind of a home built in 1980, there are several things that you got to expect to be able to do at some point, all right? And a lot of people will do these things up front, and they will call it initial capital, right?
So it should be
part of their initial capital. Some people buy them, rent them, and just do them as they come up. And it's not considered initial capital. Now it looks like ongoing repairs, and it kind of makes your cash flow numbers look bad. So what I've done is I've taken the total repair cost for the entire time that this owner's owned it and split it up over the 35 months that they've owned it.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That's cash flow for you.
Now, the repairs are kind of high.
So our timeline we're looking at is 35 months.
35 months. The repairs are kind of high. We've done some foundation work. We've replaced sewer lines. If you've owned a home that built in 1980, you know it probably still has the cast iron sewer lines, and they collapse. And I can't tell you how many of these kinds of homes we've had to replace sewer lines on. So this is done. All right. So for the next owner, all this major stuff is done. Right.
Numbers, come on.
28,000 in repairs, a little bit over 28,000 in repairs in 35 months time.
Okay.
Seems like a high number.
Repairs and improvements, it sounds like.
Yes, sir. If you broke that out, divide that by 35 months, that's $801, which puts us at a negative cash flow now of $195 a month. Okay, so taking repairs into account, now we're losing $195 a month.
So we're losing $195 a month. All right.
Yep.
Because we did a bunch of improvements that sound like they might be 15 to 20 year improvements that you could.
That would have been necessary.
Depreciate a lot of that stuff out. So. I'd argue, the CPA would probably argue that after claiming depreciation and getting some of that back, you might get a positive cash flow, right?
Well, there's probably a tax benefit that I'm not going to attest to on this thing. All right, so one final thing, we like to appreciate appreciation, right?
Oh yeah.
So, sales price on July 20th, 2022 was $135,000.
Okay.
Current value is $263,000. That leaves us with $128,000 in equity that we call appreciation. And if you divide that over 35 months like we did the repairs, that's $3,657 per month.
Okay.
Does it cash flow now?
It's, yeah, I guess you could say it does, but that's not.
No.
So, no, it doesn't cash flow, but it does have an ROI.
It has an ROI, and if you want to turn it, push it into at the time that they realize their gain by selling it, you can kind of run it into this ROI number and call it cash flow if you want. But you're right, it's an ROI.
No, we're not going to call it cash flow. But we are going to call it a return on investment. For appreciation worked.
So, does it cash flow? No. Is it a good investment? Heck yes, it is.
So it took, 35 months?
35 months to turn, let's see, cash on cash. You're going to do a cash on cash ROI?
Yeah, so we got 36.57, you said, in 35 months? Or were you just going off the 128 appreciation number? No?
135 minus 112 should be the cash out.
How many years is that? That's 3 years,
35
right?
months.
That's about 3 years, so about $42,000 a year. Cash on cash. What do you think you put into it?
That's what I'm saying. It's the difference between 135 and 112, so $23,000.
$23,000. So $42,000.
23 plus 28, actually. You probably need to add the repairs of $28,000 as well. So
28,000 times 2 is what you're saying? That's
no, 28 plus 21.
Well, we can do that. So, and then $42,000 a year. So you had 49 into it. You get 42. You got an 85% return on investment if you sold it right now. So,
wow. That's pretty damn good.
This is why it's for sale.
It's for sale because of that repair number, because our homeowner is probably being a little bit like, I don't want to say this in a negative term because we all do this, it's very human, but he's being a little bit short-sighted on looking at that repair number, right? And I think he needs the money to be able to make a different kind of an investment he wants to make. So he's selling it mainly to reap his cash out of it to be able to invest somewhere else.
This is definitely a refinance to improve the numbers situation where you could get some of that cash back and change all of this like we talked about last week.
Mm-hmm.
But sounds like without those improvements stuff, you got a cash flow of 607. When you add in all the improvements and repairs, you have negative, and then you got a good appreciation. If we were to combine the appreciation, if we had an exit today, you'd have an 85% return on your investment. So that's pretty good. Over a 35-month time horizon.
That's right.
85% still good. Because what are we trying to beat?
Well, look, here's the other thing that we keep trying to tell people is since we broke it out this way, this homeowner made $3,600 a month from appreciation of value. I mean, I realize that hasn't been realized yet, but so I get it.
Unrealized gains.
You can't go to an ATM machine and pull out the $3,600, but at some point, whether you do it now or in 10 years when it's even higher, you're going to be able, that's wealth you're creating for yourself.
I love it. So let's score. What was the access to this? I mean, this is a normal investor, 0 or 1, I think.
This was off market also. It was bought off market.
Okay. Like we talked about last week. So on 0 to 1, I'm going to give that like an 80, like a 0.8.
Okay.
Not very hard to access that form. Experience. What kind of experience would it have taken to get off market, flip this, do those $28,000 in repairs, get this cash flow number, even a negative one?
Very little. We did almost all the work for them.
Okay. So from 0 to 2, I'm gonna give that like a 175. You like that? How much capital?
The capital would seem to be
50.
pretty minimal too. So, well, the initial capital to get into the investment is really what you mean. So that was, less than 25.
It's true. So on 0 to 2, I still think that's a little bit, you can't give any. In order to give something a 2, I think it needs to be free.
Yeah.
Which we have done deals where they didn't cash anything in capital. So time. So 0 to 2, we got 35 months. We'll give that a solid 1.5 again. That's not a 85% in 3 years. I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty damn good.
Appreciation 0 to 1. I'm gonna give it. It did appreciate. It did not cash flow. Cash flow gets to 0. Passive or active?
Well, the way that they did it, it's passive because, for the most part, because we did everything for them.
Well, was there another way I was asking? I'm just kidding. You did include management fees in this, so I think it's fair to say you can, call it passive, right?
Yep. All
right. So you add all those up, everything we just talked about, we get a nice little does it cash flow score of 7.55. 7.55. That's not
better,
too bad.
It's better than I thought it was going to be.
That's the best we've had so far. We pumped out a 4.5 and a 7.25 last week, so we told you we'd bring the heat. We got to make it better, right?
I like it. Right. Nice.
All right. Good. So what do you think? Does it cash flow?
No. Yes, it does. Ultimately, it's a good investment. It's a good ROI.
He said, "Can I give an answer from 0 to 10?" I'm going to go with 7.55. All right. I told y'all I'd bring you another short-term rental on a longer horizon, and we have done that. So this one is let's call it a pretty standard home. Well, not standard home. It's a short-term rental in DFW Metroplex in the suburbs in Mansfield where we work. So it's not in a high vacation area, but it is a pool home. So it has a factor that attracts demand, I should say. Mm-hmm. So, all right, what do we got? So does it cash flow? We're going to answer that one first. So this time, this is a longer timeline as well. I got 4 years. I got April of 2021 to April of 2025, which is now. I just cut it off at the end of the month, last month.
So almost the same timeline we just worked with.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, got a year extra. So over that time period, we have a top line revenue of $337,000. That's $84,000 a year. Mortgage taxes and insurance comes in at $114,000 or $28,000 a year. Cleaning $44,000 or $45,000. Landscaping and pest $11,600. It's $2,900 a year. Supplies and setup average out to $3,200 a year. Utilities average out to $6,500 a year, and management fees in here as well. Keep the numbers clean, are $9,000 a year. So you sum all that up over 4 years. What do you think we get?
I have no idea.
No idea.
You lost me.
I
got lost in the numbers again.
I know, that's why I just ran through them for you. But basically, on a $337,000 revenue over 4 years, we get a net income of $91,000.
All right.
Annualized, that's $22,817.
That's a salary.
$22,817.
Well, that's not much of a salary.
So, what's your prediction after hearing all those numbers very quickly? You think this is going to be a good one?
Does it cash flow? I hope so. Yes.
Well, we just answered that. So cash flow is $22,817 on average per year annually.
All right.
Or $1,901 a month.
Okay, I like
People like the monthly numbers, right? $1,901 a month.
Yep.
I could almost buy a new one, huh? So what did this cost? Cost of entry. This was a $275,000 purchase. This was a turnkey, short-term rental. Based on these numbers and at this acquisition, this was to purchase this short-term rental while it was already running. So it
just changed owners.
It changed owners, and all these numbers are based on, since the ownership changed. So there you go. Yeah, so the cost of entry was simply the down payment, the purchase of the property. So this was purchased on an investment finance. 20% down, 20% of 275 is good old $55,000. So that was our entry cost. $55,000 was the cost of entry on this deal, with 220 financed over 15 years. So what does that look like? We got a value as of today of $500,000. So at a purchase price of $275, that's $225,000 return on appreciation, or 81% return.
That is pretty darn
increase
good.
In value. So annualize that over 4 years, we get $56,000 in appreciation per year. That's pretty good. It's an interesting 4-year period we picked, but it is what it is. Add in our cash flow number. That is an annualized cash-on-cash return of 144%.
Wow.
If you were to exit today.
Cash flows, appreciation. What's the bad news here?
Well, the bad news is...
There has to be some bad news.
Everyone's not making more money. No, I'm just kidding. So the cash flow amount that I mentioned, 22,817, that's a 41% cash-on-cash return. And that's what investors look for, and that's the number they like to hear. They like to hear it over 8. They like to hear it over 12. Well, here you go, 41%. It does exist.
Yep. Your cap rate, typically, you want over 8, and then they're like multifamily and so forth. They want a little bit higher cap rate. So we're just crushing those numbers with this, and it's a single family residence.
Well, yeah, that's not including the appreciation. So
right. That's awesome.
This deal's pretty good. I hope it gets a good rating.
Let's go. Let's rate it. What do we got?
Access? If this was, and last number is, if this was an exit today, after all the cash flow over the last 4 years, exit today, realize that profit, you have an ROI of 575%.
Wow. 575. Man, I thought mine was good.
Because you'd put 55 into it and you walked away with a lot more than that.
Wow. That's great.
I thought mine was good. Now we might have a little friendly competition going on here, huh? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
All right, access. What do you think?
I know about the access on this one. It was low. It was an insider type of deal that happened with a change of ownership, so I would say it should be low. Are we 0 being the lowest?
0 to 1, 0 being the lowest. I think the tools used to purchase it and acquire it
they were very standard, yes.
Conventional.
It was the having access to it, as far as having the knowledge it exists. Running. Yeah. And only so many people would have bought this, right? This owner is one of the very few, really small audience of people that would buy this home. So I would give it
0.25.
I was going to say 0.2 is what I was going to say.
Experience.
Well, again, like this last one, as the owner, it requires little experience because they let us manage it for them. But it is a high level of experience needed to know that you're going to make that investment. You know what I mean?
I would. This one, I disagree partially, because I think that for the owner of the deal, it was already running, so the numbers were already known.
True.
The confidence was high. It wasn't just high; it was known. And they had to do 0 setup, which is extremely rare.
What's our range again?
So 0 to 2. We gave the one you presented a 175.
So the higher, the more passive it is, the higher the number, right? So
I'd almost say it should get better than a 175, because the numbers were known. How often do you get a known cash flow before you buy it? So.
Are you trying to sway me right now?
No.
Trying to sway my rating
I'm
here?
just trying to increase the pace at which you pick a number.
I you know what? I like it. It's about as good as it can get in this group here. I'm gonna go 1. God, you can't give anything a 5-star. Let's go 185.
185. We'll find one. That'll be our goal, to find one. Okay, so capital. 20% down, conventional financing. You're not gonna get.
That's pretty normal.
The number comes out to $55,000, but
yeah, it's a lot of capital too. So not everybody has just $55,000 to just throw into the deal.
But you can structure these deals with no money down. So it isn't nothing.
What's our rating?
0 to 2.
Let's go 1 on this one.
1. Ouch.
Mm.
You gave a
That
1.5 to the other one.
Well, it was cheaper.
I like it. Good point. Time. Over 4 years.
Oh, this is a really good one. I would go of the highest rating that we could. This is probably very equivalent to whatever we rated this one at.
I mean, it started out running day one.
Yep.
I think that gets it too.
Yep.
I think that's
Yep.
probably a rare case. All right, appreciation. It appreciated.
Definitely
We're not going to discuss that. Cash flow. It cash flowed.
Yep.
Was it passive or active? Well, considering how we judged the last one and the fact that
for the owner, it was
it
passive.
was passive the moment.
Very passive. So, what do we got?
Let's see.
Dun,
1,
dun,
2,
dun.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got ooh.
7.8.
No, we got an 805, baby.
Oh,
805.
hey, we did it.
We broke the line.
We broke it. 805. All right.
There you go. So this short-term rental. This gets an 805 cash flow rating from the Teixeiras.
Nice.
Love it.
Very
So
nice.
if you guys have any deals you want to present, discuss, or have us look at and tell you, does it cash flow? Give us a call, 817-818-9039. Shoot us an email at showmethemoney@wearetpm.com. And we at We Are TPM here are celebrating our 100th episode
That's
today.
right.
So in honor of 100 episodes here with our studio,
this is from our producer Steve. He brought us a couple brown drinks that we're gonna drink here. And
We Are TPM, and
congratulations.
We are out.
There we go.